This is Dan Collins, Editor-in-Chief of Futures Magazine for Traders Exclusive. And today I want to talk to you about teaching you how to become an expert on the Fed. It's not as difficult as one might expect. What you really need to do is listen to what they say and what they write in their pronouncements. And not to listen to all the analysts, especially the analysts coming from investment banking communities. The reason, because often their analysis is not meant to provide an outlook on what do they think the Fed's going to do, but they're trying to massage what the Fed may do or massage expectations, because as you know, working in the markets, it's not necessarily what happens when a report comes out. It's that report versus what the expectations are. So often, certain players are trying to affect that and not giving an honest analysis. I mentioned that because last week we made a really nice call here regarding the tapering debate, pointing out that the budget deal passed by the House last week and by the Senate earlier this week was kind of the last straw. There are a lot of people who said, geez, the Fed were confusing, they weren't being honest, that was hard to read what they're saying. And I disagree. I thought it was kind of easy from the start. In May, Ben Bernanke, the chairman of the Fed, made a point that, tapering may happen this year. And a press conference in June, he added some meat to that, basically saying that the expectations are that they will begin to taper before the end of the year and completely eliminate the QE3 by mid-2014. But he also said that it would all be, based on what the economic numbers show. He said that from the beginning. He said that at every meeting. And I think most analysts, many analysts, and I think correctly, kind of pinpointed September as a meeting that it would begin. Well, something happened before the September meeting. The July and the August employment situation report numbers were very bad. They were under 200,000. They had revisions lower to the past months. And quite clearly, and other numbers were weak. It showed that the economy was growing very slowly, and it didn't justify a taper. After that happened, we had the government shutdown and a threat of a debt ceiling default. And I said at the time that pushed things off until the first quarter of 2014, because when they eventually came to the deal, they only pushed it off to January on the budget and February on the debt ceiling. And that's, at that point, the whole game had changed, because the people who would take this excess treasuries that the Fed would stop buying were just really scared by the potential of, a debt default. So what happened in the meantime? Well, we had a very strong November number. Unemployment went from 7.3 to 7%. The housing numbers were extremely strong and positive, which is kind of the key element of the economy. All that proved to be, very positive, and based on what Bernanke said, brought tapering back on the table. You had one last element, and that was the potential of another government shutdown. With the budget deal, that was taken off the table. So with the budget deal and the better employment numbers, the better housing numbers, it was a layup. They tapered $10 billion, and now they're providing some guidance to the markets. It still will be dependent on the numbers, but if the numbers come in reasonably well, you can expect a gradual taper through 2014, ending sometime at the end of the second quarter or the beginning of the third quarter. So to be a Fed expert, listen to what they say, not to what the experts are telling you. This has been Dan Collins for Traders Exclusive. See you next time.